Hey, it's Luke, and in this video, we are going to cover the side effects of a very popular smart drug or nootropic named Modafinil. It also goes by the name of Provigil, Adrafinil, and some other names that are Afinils. There are really good benefits for Modafinil. If you're not familiar, it's a wakefulness agent. Unlike the other stimulants, it's really designed to just keep you awake. It was designed for narcolepsy people who have that disorder where they fall asleep randomly to keep them awake. It's used in the military to keep pilots awake and alive and alert. And the other way that it's used is to actually increase your IQ, to make you smarter. Now, I can confirm this benefit. I do genuinely feel a lot smarter when I'm taking modafinil regularly. However, it comes with some downsides that probably make it not worth it if you're looking into this for a long-term solution to improve your brain health or performance. So that's what we're going to cover inside of this video. And if you like this type of content, show me by hitting that like button, subscribe, and share it. So let's dive in. Now, one of the first things that I've noticed when taking modafinil is agitation. So as I start off in the beginning of the day, modafinil gives me a great boost in my mood. I'm more productive. I seem to be accomplishing a lot more with my tasks, and just my output is generally higher. And I feel like I'm executing better moves, better decisions. However, as I start to build up throughout the day, I start to get agitated. I start to feel that feeling of you had one too many cups of coffee. And granted, I will say that I combined the modafinil with coffee because on its own, I did not feel a lot of stimulation with modafinil. I do find myself needing to add some coffee in there for a mood boost. I'm very dependent on coffee, so if you're not, you might not have this issue, but I take modafinil with coffee. And when I'm taking modafinil, I have 1 or 2 cups of coffee. This is important to know because it's probably leading to that agitation. However, I have taken modafinil without coffee and still experienced the agitation, just a lower level. But it's something to know. If you are taking modafinil and you're the type of person who has a shorter fuse or can get irritated easily, you're going to get agitated and irritated, at least in my experience and the people that I've talked to. Now, the second thing that you got to watch out for is burnout. If you take modafinil too many days in a row, I'm speaking from personal experience, everybody's different. Coming around the 3rd or 4th day, I start to get very tired and exhausted towards the end of the day. And to couple that, to make it even worse, you actually have a harder time sleeping. So the modafinil drug has a half-life of something like 12 or 16 hours. I forget the exact, but it's very long, meaning it stays in your system very long before exiting your system. And modafinil is designed to keep you awake. So if you have modafinil too late in the day, well, it's going to still be active when you're trying to fall asleep. And even if you're not trying to fall asleep while it's still active in your system, even just trying to wind down at the end of the day, say it's active at like 6 or 8 p.m. in your system, but it's cleared out by 10 when you're trying to go to sleep. Well, I've found that it affects the way that my body winds down and prepares for sleep. So even if technically the drug has cleared from my system, I still have sleeping issues because I'm not winding down and relaxing the same way prior to going to bed. So it's really going to affect your sleep issues, and there's really no way around that. No drug really helps. There's nothing you can take to offset this unless you take modafinil super early in the morning. For me, that's the only way that I've had it work and not interfere with my sleep to the point where it's detrimental. So if I take modafinil at about 5:30 or 6 a.m., I'm okay, but if I'm being honest, I always get better sleep without modafinil. So the burnout, that kind of happens because you're stressing out your adrenals, you're stimulating yourself, and also it's compounding with the sleep issues and the effects that it has on your sleep. Now the burnout will hit. It hits everybody that I've talked to who uses modafinil regularly. For me, it happens around the 3rd or 4th day in a row. For some people, it takes a week. Some people, it takes a couple months. But the average person that I've talked to, they feel burnt out after about a week of daily use. Now, you'll run into people like Dave Asprey, the founder of Bulletproof, who said he took modafinil every day for 10 years and had no issues. I truly do not see how he would possibly do that based on my personal experience and the people that I've talked to. Everybody burns out after daily continual use. And most people who use modafinil end up going on a couple months sprint with it, using it a lot, realizing it's burnt them out, and then they then use modafinil as this once a year, once every quarter type experience if they have a especially demanding day that they want to crank out work and be more put out more output. Another side effect of modafinil that I've experienced and my roommate recently reported to me is a decrease in empathy. And at first, when my roommate said he was experiencing this, I didn't necessarily agree with it. And then I thought it makes you very robotic. It kind of takes away the ups and downs of your emotion, which is very beneficial. It boosts your mood and it keeps you level. However, it takes away of some of the dynamic aspects, the dynamic range of your daily emotions. And part of these are your ability to tap into others' emotions because you're so damn focused with modafinil here that you kind of lose track of what's important to other people and the other people in your life. The last thing I'll note about modafinil is an increase in sun sensitivity. And I don't think everybody feels this, but I do. And what happens when I'm taking modafinil is when I go out in the sun, I'll burn quicker or I'll feel sensitive to the sun. I'll start itching when I'm in the sun and I'll stay red longer. And it might also raise your blood pressure in some scenarios. I haven't confirmed this with, perfect testing, but I have noticed sometimes when I measure my blood pressure when I'm on modafinil, it is higher. So that's the conclusion of all the side effects that I've experienced on modafinil. And my conclusion on whether or not I think it's worth it, well, I don't think that modafinil is a good daily driver. Due to all these side effects, I don't think anybody should be taking it regularly unless you're the type of person who can just lock themselves away in their room and work and work and work, and you never have to do anything outside of that. If you're trying to turn yourself into an absolute machine, then daily use might be good for you. But currently, I reserve modafinil for once every 3 months or so if I need to go in full machine mode, knock out as much as I can, and plant some seeds that are gonna sprout into other projects and just really drill down, put out as much output as I humanly possibly can and go full machine mode. So that's my review of modafinil and the side effects that I've experienced. Like it, subscribe if you want more videos like this.